What's the use of 15 amp standard, a non-AFCI and non-GFCI circuit breaker? I have one 15 amp square DQO, non-AFCI GFCI, which was originally installed for unfinished basement. Now I have replaced it with 15 amp AFCI for a finished basement. Now I have a 3014 gauge wire and one 15 amp non-AFCI GFCI left. I know at least that I can't use the breaker in the finished area. Can I still use it for an unfinished area or outdoor? Question from user Power Tech at Stack Exchange. Answer: plain breakers are an option for fewer and fewer circuits of late. However, here's something. If you have a 240 volts load that does not have a neutral, so we're talking water heater, air conditioner, EVSE, etc., you can take two singles and sandwich them into a 240 volts breaker using a factory handle tie. Again, this does not work if the circuit is 240 volts with a neutral. C. Common trip one-side overloads. Both sides guaranteed to trip is provided by an internal mechanism in a 240 volts breaker, not by the handle tie. That's what makes 240 volts breakers different from two singles handle tied. And if a load is 240 volts with neutral, it needs common trip. But if it's 240 volts without neutral, it does not need that. So sandwich away. If a circuit requires AFCI, you can run metal conduit to the first metal junction box and use an AFCI receptacle there. The metal conduit provides superlative protection for the wires from breaker to recep, thus acceptable. NEC 210 12A5. My standard ploy is to fit a 4-1-1-1-6 square deep box right next to the panel and connect it with short EMT metal conduit to the panel, thus taking care of ground. The bigger box has ample space for dual GFCI or AFCI receptacles with their wiring. But the single most important use of a spare breaker is as an empty hole filler. We see lots and lots of panel photos with empty gaping holes, waiting for curious fingers. This is where the cover knockout has been removed, and there's no breaker there, and quite likely, the official plastic blank cover plate fell off because they're flimsy. Spare breaker? Problem solved. Answer from user Harper. Reinstate Monica at Stack Exchange.